7 News with Rosanna Mangiarelli and Mike Smithson.
Tonight, the royals mourn. The world remembers Prince Philip dead at the age of 99.
Extraordinary images etched in South Australia's history as the state marks the passing of the Duke of Edinburgh.
Also, an Adelaide tradie's livelihood stolen, the callous thieves caught on camera.
The dirty tricks being rolled out a year before South Australia goes to the polls.
And the Crows women lock in a home grand final with a big win over Melbourne.
Live from Adelaide, 7 News with Rosanna Mangiarelli and Mike Smithson.
Good evening. The royal family is rallying around the Queen tonight, who's lost her husband of 7 decades, her rock, her love, Prince Philip. They were together at Windsor Castle when the Duke passed away, just 2 months shy of his 100th birthday. At
Buckingham Palace, crowds have gathered to pay their respects, from the royals to everyday Australians in a country he loved. There are memories tonight of the Prince with a common touch, who gave his life to service.
At the Queen's side, at most a step or two behind for more than 7 decades, her loyal and lifelong companion.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
From a wheelchair, Prince Philip helped onto his feet into a car en route to Windsor Castle after a month-long stay in hospital. This is the last time we saw the Duke of Edinburgh in March, after he was treated for an infection, then heart surgery. At 99 years old, a stay this long in hospital was never going to be an easy recovery. He'd already retired from public life and was enjoying his final years. This was after his 99th birthday, July 2020, Windsor, in good humour as he handed over another of his military patronages. During the course of the pandemic, the palace has regularly released photos of the monarch and her prince consort, a happy couple, together at Windsor. A marriage that lasted more than 73 years, seemingly stronger than ever. In retirement, he kept a low profile after his last official duty in August 2017. Fittingly for the retired Navy sailor, he attended a Royal Marines parade, the last of an incredible number of solo engagements, 22,219 since 1952. A lifetime of duty for the nation, the crown, his wife, his love.
His energy was astonishing in supporting my mama and doing it for such a long time, and in some extraordinary way being able to go on doing it for so long. What he's done has amounted to an astonishing achievement, I think.
Philip was born in Athens in 1924. His grandfather, a Danish prince, chosen by Europe to rule over Greece. The family, which also has British roots, was exiled 3 years later. A teenage Philip lived in France and Germany, then Great Britain, where he joined the Navy, aged 18. At Dartmouth Military College, the dashing lieutenant met his second cousin during a visit by King George and his family. Here, Philip standing behind the royals, including the then 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth. They exchanged letters while he was at sea that became romantic. Their request to marry was approved 8 years after they set eyes on each other. The wedding in 1947 lifted Britain from its post-war blues.
Before long, the calls of the people were answered as onto the famous balcony came the bride and bridegroom.
Prince Charles was born the following year.
Now the Duke of Edinburgh takes a fatherly hand.
Anne, Andrew and Edward would follow. When King George VI unexpectedly died in 1952,
the tragic news reached Princess Elizabeth and her husband while in Kenya.
Elizabeth became Queen. Philip knelt before her and swore to be her loyal follower.
I, Philip, will become your liege man of life and limb, and of earthly worship. In faith and truth I will bear unto you, to live and die, against all manner of folk, so help me God.
Rising, he kisses the Queen's cheek and touches the Queen's crown in token of his readiness to help her bear its burden.
Elizabeth, the head of state, head of the Commonwealth. Philip, her rock.
I think it was a very robust relationship, and in a way, I guess, it's like two sort of sturdy oak trees standing side by side supporting each other.
The Duke embraced royal duties, touring with the Queen several times to Australia. This silent movie from 1954 shows their first tour of the Commonwealth with Elizabeth as monarch. Philip became patron of more than 800 organisations throughout the Empire and established the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme, a volunteer program focusing on adventure, completed by more than 750,000 Australians.
Children come into the world completely ignorant and with no experience. At least this gives them some idea of what life is like.
There were rumours about his faithfulness in marriage. The Duke described by some as a ladies' man, peaking in 1956 when he embarked on a months-long world tour without Her Majesty. The palace was forced to release a statement. It is quite untrue that there is any rift between the Queen and the Duke, it said. But the rumours never really stopped. It was Philip who opened up the royals to the world of television.
The salad is ready.
A documentary that was warts and all.
For the first time, cameras were given special access for a whole year.
If the Queen was head of the nation, Philip was seen as head of the family.
The Queen deferred to Prince Philip on many things to do with the family. He did feel that he had the possibility of speaking his mind and saying when he thought something was going wrong. And very often, of course, he was right. And he was very much ahead of this time.
Oh, dear. Police were called when he rolled a Royal Land Rover. He'd collided with a car on a public road. A woman in the car broke her wrist. Another suffered scratches. A 9-month-old baby wasn't hurt. But 3 weeks later, Philip's licence was handed in and a sense of freedom disappeared. A forthright man, a stoic pillar of the Queen's rule, who has helped oversee a remarkable transformation of the royal family.
I think he'd probably want to be remembered as an individual in his own right, really.
A husband, father, grandfather and great-grandfather. Perhaps at times underestimated, but he'll never be forgotten, as his Queen must carry on without him. His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh.
And European Bureau Chief Hugh Whitfield is live at Windsor Castle. Hugh, Prince Philip made it very clear he wanted no fuss around a funeral, so what are the plans?
Well, Mike, the Queen is still to sign off on those final funeral arrangements. She'll be doing that, no doubt, in consultation with the Prince of Wales, who is here at Windsor Castle. As you say, the Duke of Edinburgh didn't want any real fuss. He didn't even want a fuss about his 100th birthday, and there will be even less of a fuss considering that there are COVID restrictions in place here in England, which mean that funerals are limited to just 30 mourners, and it is highly likely that the private military-style funeral, when it is held here at St George's Chapel inside the walls of Windsor Castle, will have to meet those regulations as well. The expectation is, following that funeral, the Duke of Edinburgh will be buried in Frogmore Gardens inside the castle as well. It's a place where he and the Queen spent a lot of time over the years when they were in residence here, often taking the corgis out for a walk. This is a difficult time for any family. This family spends so much time in the public spotlight, but these are very private moments of grief right now, in particular for a widowed Queen here in this 1,000-year-old castle. Rosanna.
Thank you, Hugh. Princess Anne and Princes Andrew and Edward have spoken candidly about their father, the pre-recorded remarks airing for the first time since his death. They're among growing tributes from around the world.
As crowds and flowers gathered at Buckingham Palace, masked courtiers posted the royal confirmation. It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. At Westminster Abbey, where they married, a lone bell tolled for each of Philip's 99 years as flags were lowered in the Kingdom and Commonwealth with tributes across the land.
So we mourn today with Her Majesty the Queen. We offer our condolences to her and to all her family. and we give thanks as a nation and a kingdom for the extraordinary life and work of Prince Philip.
Prince Philip. The news rang out across the world with insights from those who knew him best.
He treated everybody as an individual and gave them the respect that he felt they were due as individuals.
Princess Anne says her father could have led the Royal Navy but surrendered his career for Queen and family.
And it took a little while to find people who understood that he had extraordinary experience and skills of his own that could be made very good use of.
Prince Andrew says it's hard to define his father.
It's so difficult to put a legacy on somebody like that because he's been in society, for society, with society, alongside the Queen for so many years.
My father was always a great source of support and encouragement. It was and guidance all the way through, and never trying to curtail any of the activities or anything that we wanted to try and do, but always encourage that.
Across Britain, people are wanting to mourn Prince Philip's passing to acknowledge an incredible life of service, but they can only do so in a limited way. Due to ongoing COVID restrictions in the country, the palace has asked the public not to gather in crowds like this outside royal residences. But many say they felt compelled.
I've had the jab and people wearing their masks, and we're here just to pay our respects, and I'm sure everyone around that understands as well.
To the older generation like me, who's part of our family, it's a closing off of a long story and a love story as well.
Over the past year in pandemic Britain, so many lives haven't been mourned or celebrated in the way loved ones wanted. A year when the nation turned to the Queen for guidance, and she, as always, to Prince Philip for support.
Prince Philip was certainly no stranger to South Australia, having visited 13 times. One of his close companions was our former Governor, Sir Eric Neil, who's told 7 News he was watching the footy last night when he developed a sudden urge to check in on his friend.
He was the Queen's representative, but he was the Prince's mate.
He was very friendly and warm. One didn't take any liberties. I always called him Your Royal Highness and then Sir afterwards.
Sir Eric first met Prince Philip in 1968. Over the years, they went on to form an enduring bond. Last night, he had a sudden urge to check on his friend's condition.
I rang the palace last night and couldn't get through. And I left it for half an hour and rang again and no answer. So I left it for about an hour later, the phone rang and it was news that he'd passed away.
Today he recalled a larrikin, one who knew his place but knew how to have a laugh. During a visit in 2002, the Duke asked Sir Eric to take his seat in the car on a journey to visit his successor.
The door opened and the car door was opened by the Governor. And the Governor said, "Welcome, Your Royal Highness." "Oh, it was you, Eric." And Prince Philip was laughing his head off.
It was the last of 13 trips to South Australia. In 1954, Adelaide was decked out in its best bunting to welcome the royal couple. Known for his love of space and science, Philip toured the Woomera rocket range. Over the years, the pair took in a day at the races at Morfettville and toured the new Holden plant at Elizabeth. Everywhere they went, crowds flocked to see them. One of his last duties in Adelaide, opening an expansion of the showgrounds.
I have great pleasure in declaring them open.
During his long life, Prince Philip has set an outstanding example of public service and dedication.
Today, South Australians were welcomed inside Government House to sign a condolence book. Among them, Amber Kemp, who worked as a housekeeper at Buckingham Palace and often encountered the Duke of Edinburgh.
He did have a really wonderful sense of humour, and if he ever sort of came in while you were cleaning the room, he'd just be like, "Oh, this isn't worth it." He just wanted everything to be simple and easy.
I was so disappointed he didn't make 100 years because it was so close.
Tim Hatfield, 7 News.
And Tim joins us live now. Tim, a service is being planned for the Duke at St Peter's Cathedral.
It is Rosanna. An Anglican memorial service will be held Sunday week to honour the life of Prince Philip. Here at Government House, where I am, it's been a sad day for many, particularly those who felt a special connection with the Duke. One well-wisher shed a tear this afternoon and said a little prayer as she signed the condolence book. So far, around 60 South Australians have penned a personal tribute to the Prince. For those unable to visit today, there is still time. However, the book will be on display to the public for another week or so before it is sent off to the royal family in London. Mike?
Thanks, Tim. Australian Prime Ministers past and present have paid tribute to Prince Philip, sharing many fond memories. Scott Morrison spoke on behalf of all Australians, sending heartfelt condolences to the Queen.
A fitting tribute to a right royal friend of Australia. A 21-gun salute and 20 more in line with royal tradition. Flags lowered to half-mast above Parliament House and at landmarks around the country.
I extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to Her Majesty and the royal family.
From former Prime Minister John Howard.
This ends what can only be described as a partnership for the ages.
They met many times over the decades. Mr Howard said the Duke's sense of humour, his rejection of political correctness and his occasional irreverence endeared him to Australians.
He combined, if I could put it this way, the obligations of the office, the privilege of serving as the Queen's consort, with an individual capacity to make his mark.
The Governor-General calling it a sad and historic day.
We give thanks for the Duke of Edinburgh's service, his loyal and loving devotion to Her Majesty, and his commitment to Australia, the Commonwealth and all her people.
Tony Abbott, as Prime Minister, controversially made the Duke a knight, tweeting, "The world seems a little emptier today, and it's hard to grasp that he's gone." Opposition leader Anthony Albanese said Prince Philip maintained a sense of humour in good times and bad.
His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, knew war and peace, he knew empire and commonwealth, turbulence and tranquility.
He accompanied the Queen to the opening of the new Parliament House as part of their bicentennial tour in 1988. So it's fitting the house he helped open bids him a special farewell on behalf of a grateful nation. Scott Morrison, the first to sign an official condolence book, and then sending a message directly to the Queen, who he says has always been there for Australia.
Let us be there now for you, Your Majesty, and allow us to send our love to you on this, I am sure, one of your most sad of days.
He says he'll now pray for her.
God save our Queen.
Mark Riley, 7 News.
He certainly had a remarkable life, didn't he?
Certainly was. Now, let's check in with Bruce on what's coming up in sport.
Well, Smith, a great day for the Crows women. They belted the D's and booked a home grand final against Brisbane. Meanwhile, the Crows men have arrived in Melbourne and had to replace 2 star players for the Roos game tomorrow. While at Port Adelaide, some shine has come off last night's thrilling win over Richmond with a knee injury to a young gun, but it's not as bad as first thought. So that is good news. All that and plenty more coming up a bit later.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thank you, Wabba. An elderly pedestrian has died 2 days after being hit by a truck on Hampstead Road. That's next in 7 News.
Also, a young tradie's cruel blow, thousands of dollars worth of tools stolen.
And yes, indeed, the Crows women book a home ground grand final in a do-or-die clash.
And ahead, be on the lookout, a surge, a deadly one, blue ring octopuses.
Hello, how you doing?
Beck Hewitt has just one day till she takes to the dance floor.
We're running out of time.
Will she be ready in time?
Easy, right?
I've forgotten it already.
Dancing with the Stars All-Stars starts tomorrow at 7.
I am here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action. Let's Ladbroke the riders. Let's Ladbroke the rules.
Gamble responsibly.
There are those out there who value their homes a little differently. At Macquarie, we call them good borrowers. They understand a home loan helps them progress in life and doesn't stop them from living it. If you look at your home in the same way, we'd like to welcome you into ours. So you can say, I bank with Macquarie, the home of good borrowers.
Beat the winter rush! A warm home is a safe home. Illusion is clearing all 2020 stock right now with massive price reductions. Australian-made gas log fires from an amazing $2,749 save over $2,000. 355 Main North Road, Enfield.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance is on now. Enjoy fantastic savings across selected living, dining and bedroom furniture. The Nick Scali Easter clearance on now.
For tough pain relief, my go-to is Panadol Extra. Because if I don't, with my migraine headaches, I'm kind of useless in the kitchen. It's good to know you can still help out the people who need you. Together, let's rethink care.
The Hospital Research Foundation is fighting for cures and improved care in more than 50 areas of medical research. Striking out at diseases and illnesses. Attacking and hitting back. For those who are battling, when you support us, you join the fight and you make an impact. The Hospital Research Foundation Group. Together, fight.
I am so happy and so glad I went to the Good Feet store. I tell everybody I meet about these inserts in my shoes and how they've changed my life.
See for yourself with a free personalised arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
I am here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action! Let's Ladbroke the riders. Let's Ladbroke the rules!
Gamble responsibly.
An elderly pedestrian has died in hospital after being hit by a truck at Clearview 2 days ago. The 93-year-old had been trying to cross busy Hampstead Road on Thursday morning when he was struck.
A northern suburbs tradie will have to replace thousands of dollars worth of power tools after being targeted by thieves. Security video shows the suspects rummaging through his work van while his children slept nearby.
Two thieves steal a Paraka father's livelihood while he and his family were sleeping just metres away.
The windows are smashed and the doors are open and all my power tools, my tools are gone. Smashed the window.
Risham Baratoki woke up to discover $10,000 worth of his gear had been swiped. His own security cameras show the pair making multiple trips to and from the back of his work van after gaining access and rummaging through the cabin with a torch.
I was really depressed because you work so much, you work hard, and then one day you wake up in the morning and everything is gone.
The second-year apprentice electrician will now have to borrow tools or buy new ones with money he'd been saving for a family holiday.
Because it's been COVID and we couldn't go out, so I wanted to take my family out.
Police are investigating, but Risham is not banking on getting his stolen tools back.
They said they can't do anything in here.
Risham's work van is too big to fit in his garage, but he'll now install an alarm in it to hopefully stop another theft.
I'm pretty sure they've been eyeing this for quite a while now.
Risham says this won't stop him from showing up to work on Monday. Lauren Rose, 7 News.
Adelaide Oval will play host to a blockbuster AFLW Grand Final next weekend after a thrilling win for the Crows. But the victory came at a cost. A nasty collision sidelined captain Chelsea Randall with concussion. The skipper now unable to play next Saturday. If she was crushed though, she hit it well, belting out the club's song with teammates and fans after the final siren.
The unmistakable sound of victory. The Crows women through to the grand final after an 18-point win over Melbourne.
Bloody amazing. I can't say enough how proud I am.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
For some, from the very beginning, there was never any doubt.
We'll win and we'll smash them, hopefully.
For others, it was a nail-biter.
I'm just so nervous. I've been nervous all night.
Making the result all the more exciting.
The last
last time the Crows women played a grand final here. 53,000 fans packed the stands to watch them win their second flag. The players are now counting on that same support when they return in a week's time.
To get to see a women's game here at Adelaide Oval is something fantastic that we get to do with our fans, and they make a big difference when they show up, so we can't wait to see them next week.
Tickets for the game will be just $10.
I'm happy that they're going to the finals and it's going to be so happy. Go Crows!
Rosie Barnett, 7 News.
Yeah, what an awesome win. Let's check the weather now. And Gertie's at the showgrounds tonight for the season opener of the Adelaide Roller Derby.
And Gertie, have you got your skates on?
No chance, Mike. There's no way I'd manage to stay on my feet, but having plenty of fun on the sidelines as it is. We've got the Mile Die Club warming up behind us. They're about to take on the Road Train Rollers, and a short time ago the Salty Dolls managed to secure a win over the Wild Hearses. There are 5 people on each team, 4 blockers and 1 jammer. The jammer's the only one that can score a point. Now, how that works and what warrants a penalty, well, I'm still trying to figure that out. All I know is that this is definitely a contact sport, and there's plenty of colour happening here tonight. The same can't be said for outside, though. It's a pretty miserable day, and tomorrow's looking much the same, but I'll have more on that in the full forecast a little later, guys.
Good on you. Thanks, Gertie. Dirty Tricks campaigns appear to be underway a year before the next state election. That story is next on 7 News.
Also, a plea for clues in the hunt for an arsonist operating in Elizabeth.
Boeing issues a new warning for issues in its troubled 737 MAX aircraft.
And ahead, exclusive video of brazen thieves stealing valuable auto parts.
Tonight, they've opened their account.
Blues needed that.
But will the Blues cash in?
Oz has already got the makings.
Against a plucky Sunside.
Brilliant. And there's another one.
Rich with talent.
Indeed, this had set them up. It would indeed.
Saturday Night Footy, live and free on 7.
South Australia's best odds to become an instant millionaire is back. The MS Game Changer Lottery is your chance to get a millionaire makeover, and we've got 2 to give away. Each winner can choose a Metricon home and land package to build a home fit for a millionaire, or pick the cash for a cool $1 million in the bank. The last lottery sold out early, so don't delay. Get your tickets at msgamechanger.com.au.
Get us to bed.
Fantastic furniture. Find your fantastic.
It's Victory Blind's 33rd birthday sale, and we're giving you 33% off absolutely everything. So book your free in-home consultation today, and we'll bring our showroom to you during Victory Blind's 33rd birthday sale.
399. Discover your connections to the men and women who served our country. Learn how old they were and the battles they fought. Connect with the people and places that led to you. Start searching for free at ancestry.com.au.
Get that holiday glow, even without the holiday. With new Olay Super Serums, it goes 10 layers deep into your skin to bring out an even glow from within. New Olay Super Serums with vitamin C.
Know when to fall down, know when to walk away, know when to run, you never count your money.
Punter Assist from Ladbrokes gives you all the tools you need to stay in control. Because if it's no longer entertaining, you gotta know when to walk away.
Take it away, Jose. Count your money when you're sitting at the table.
Don't chase your losses, walk away. Gamble responsibly.
Misleading and inaccurate. That's how the Electoral Commissioners described a government leaflet sent to hundreds of residents in Adelaide's northeast. It claimed Labor would demolish dozens of properties in a plan to expand the Oban, an error that's already put some voters offside.
This was the leaflet dropped to hundreds of voters in the northeast. Don't let Peter Malinauskas and State Labor destroy your home.
It's a blatant lie. They've been caught out lying. And when you lie like this, people lose faith in everything you say.
The Liberals claim Labor intends to bulldoze dozens of properties if it gets the chance to expand the Oban beyond Modbury. But the Electoral Commissioners ordered the statements be retracted, saying they're misleading and inaccurate.
That's rubbish. That's disgusting.
It is obviously going to be distressing and have a negative impact.
I've not seen that whatsoever. I haven't seen any comments from the Electoral Commission. They certainly haven't come to me.
His party has till the end of the month to distribute new flyers owning up to the error. But Labor's record isn't exactly clean. Last month, it was told to destroy flyers sent to several seats without the proper authorisation. And it's still copping flack over allegedly racist material distributed during the 2014 campaign, with the slogan, "Can you trust Habib?"
Oh, look, I've been subject to racist taunts from the Liberal Party since I entered Parliament. So I think it's the to and fro of politics. I don't think it's a good thing.
With 11 months to go till the state election, it's likely we'll see more complaints about dodgy campaign tactics. But voters are urging pollies to just stick to the facts.
Both parties are pretty guilty of scaremongering.
Andrea Nicholas, 7 News.
Police are hunting an arsonist who torched a two-storey house at Elizabeth Park. Neighbours spotted smoke coming from the unoccupied Ifold Road home just before 6:30 last night. Firefighters took just 10 minutes to extinguish the blaze, which caused $150,000 damage.
Boeing has announced a new problem with its troubled 737 MAX aircraft, this time in the electrical system. The company has recommended to 16 airlines they ground the planes until the issue's fixed. The airlines involved haven't been named. The entire fleet of 737 MAX aircraft was grounded for almost 2 years following 2 fatal crashes that killed 346 people. No Australian airlines operate the aircraft.
A volcano has come to life in the Caribbean, covering the island of St Vincent in smoke and ash. About 16,000 residents in red zones have been forced to evacuate their homes. They've been taken to cruise ships and safer parts of the island. So far, there have been no reports of any injuries. The volcano has been dormant since 1979.
Drivers had a scare on a highway south of Sydney when twisted tandem parachutes were seen hurtling towards the roadway. The 7 News viewer who sent us this saw the skydivers land safely. The skydiving company says when parachutes twist, they cut them loose and use reserve chutes. Luckily, no one was injured.
It's believed to be a growing problem for car dealers. Expensive parts stolen from parked vehicles. The exclusive Vision next.
Also, perfect conditions for high numbers of a deadly menace on SA beaches.
And taking off for a natural wonder, an Aurora Australis flight of fancy.
Could we put this whole thing aside?
I'm trying to understand what else I have to do to make Christian pay.
Revenge is a killer.
Is it justice you're looking for, or is it revenge?
Anyone could be his next victim.
Oh, Matt, what's going on?
Your life's in my hands now.
Home and Away, next week at 7 on 7.
Ned's Same Race Multi, now available on all 3 racing codes. Pump up your odds in any thoroughbred, greyhound or harness race by selecting 2 to 4 runners to finish anywhere inside the top 4. Take it to the Ned's level. Gamble responsibly.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
Get great savings in store at the Lazy Boy Autumn Sale, like the Martelli Modular, save $12.50 and get a free ottoman, or 3 sizes of the Eden Recliner, each just $9.99. Save hundreds on the Aston Lift Chair, only at the Chairman, Norwood and Jaffers Furniture, Port Adelaide.
Looking for a new air conditioner? How about an Actron Air split system supplied and installed from $4.99? That's over 70% off thanks to the new SA government rebates. Call Trade Services SA on 1300 430 917.
Can't get enough of Puff? Domino's Puff Crust is back, and now there's a new way to enjoy it. New Puff Rolls. Try a pepperoni puff roll for $2.95 or a choc lava puff roll for $4.95. Domino's, bring it in.
If you're a Mighty Rewards member, you could win a $120,000 home reno with advice from my mate, block architect Julian Brenchley. He'll help turn your joint into the best on the block. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Beat the winter rush! A warm home is a safe home. Illusion is clearing all 2020 stock right now with massive price reductions. Australian-made gas log fires from an amazing $2,749 save over $2,000. 355 Main North Road, Enfield.
Our microbiome is made up of more bacteria than there are stars in the Milky Way. Support your family's general health and well-being with LifeSpace probiotics. Discover LifeSpace at Chemist Warehouse.
Get moving, Australia. New Cocoa Pops Golden Gaytime flavours here, with a delightfully delicious toffee chocolatey taste. Try new Cocoa Pops Golden Gaytime flavour, just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy.
This is a game of chess. I got more pieces in position. It's time to take all of them back.
Open up my window again.
Bumpy has turned into a liability. I'm willing to fight tooth and nail for every inch of Harlem.
New world is here, my brothers. The brand new season of Godfather of Harlem premieres April 20 only on Stan.
7 News has obtained exclusive video of brazen thieves stealing valuable auto parts from a northern suburbs car yard. Dealers say it's a growing problem. Even vehicles parked in public spaces aren't safe.
Caught on camera, red-handed stealing catalytic converters or CATs at New Spot Motors on Main North Road. Dealer Daryl Wadsworth is fed up with the brazen thieves, and he's not the only one.
There's a dealer close by that's been hit, a couple around the corner as well, different franchises, so, but as I said, not as greatly as us.
Suspects were caught on camera crawling under cars, cutting off the emission control devices that reduce toxic gas and pollutants. They use battery-powered handsaws to slice through metal exhaust pipes and escape with their prize. Catalytic converters often contain the rare metal palladium and can be cashed in at scrap metal yards for around $200 each.
It's a real cost to our business. You know, we've probably into this about $30,000 to $40,000. So it is a massive disruption.
The brazen thieves were also captured trying to hotwire this new $110,000 Ram truck. New Spot Motors has increased security and alerted police.
You will get caught because our cameras here are pretty spot on, and the footage that we've given to the police, you will get caught.
Car dealers aren't the only victims. Mechanics have told 7 News that crooks have been targeting cars parked in public car parks. They say where possible, park in well-lit areas that are covered by CCTV cameras. Peter Caldecott, 7 News.
Sightings of the deadly blue-ringed octopus are on the rise at some of our most popular metropolitan beaches. And with school holidays upon us, experts warn children often don't recognise the dangers.
They're beautiful creatures with a deadly bite. A frightening find for a father and his daughters at Hallett Cove.
Looking around for crabs with the girls, and there's a little rock pool and saw the blue-ringed octopus.
And there's been an alarming increase in the number of recent sightings along our coastline at popular beaches like Brighton, Somerton, Seacliff and Moana.
They do tend to hang around structures and rock pools under rocks.
Experts say with more people out and about, sightings have become more common, raising the risk of children being bitten.
She obviously wanted to try and pick it up, and explaining to it that it's pretty but very dangerous.
Surf lifesavers say if you see one, never touch. If you're bitten, take action immediately.
It's called 000, that you immobilise the limb and apply pressure to the wound.
You won't necessarily see or feel a bite, but you can recognise the symptoms.
Headaches, dizziness, numbness, tingling and difficulty in breathing and swelling and tingling in the mouth, lips and throat.
Taylor Jones, 7 News.
Works to demolish and replace Victor Harbour's Heritage Causeway begins on Monday. State government says the original 150-year-old structure is unsafe and too expensive to salvage.
It will create some 40 jobs during construction, so that is really, really exciting for this local community.
The new bridge is expected to open by the end of the year.
Around 200 eager astronomers, budding photographers and those with a bucket list have been lucky to see Mother Nature giving it her best. They were on an Australian first commercial flight towards Antarctica in search of the Southern Lights, Aurora Australis. Gorgeous.
I love that Aurora, whatever it is. I just love it.
I think you're getting confused with Borealis.
I think I get confused about a lot of things.
Let's move to sport, Abba. What a win from the girls today. Off to the GF.
Rosie, can you believe it? Another home grand final. 5 seasons. One was abandoned. They could wear their third flag if they can win that. They are the dominant force in women's football. We'll have the highlights after the break. Also coming up, Wire live from Melbourne with a replacement for the Crows star missing from tomorrow's Crows-Kangaroos game. We'll have the good news on Port's heavy injury toll after last night's Richmond thriller. And South Aussie Jamie Carr continues her stellar season with a dominant ride in Sydney.
A paradise island, a mysterious murder.
That happened in broad daylight.
How dedicated detectives used groundbreaking DNA technology to track down the Norfolk Island killer.
Crime Investigation Australia, Most Infamous, Sunday 8:30 on 7.
I am here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action! Let's Ladbroke the writers. Let's Ladbroke the writers!
Gamble responsibly. Looking for a new air conditioner? How about an Actron Air split system supplied and installed from $4.99? That's over 70% off thanks to the new SA government rebates. Call Trade Services SA on 1300 430 917.
Yeah, call me selfish. I drive home after drinking. Because I drive carefully and don't attract attention. Because I can handle the booze and not hit anyone. Because I don't want to waste money on a cab. I just can't be bothered going back for my car in the morning. I drive after drinking. Yeah, I'm a selfish prick.
How do you make anything taste like Australia? Well, I'll tell you. You squeeze a bit of this on a little bit of that. In your spag, on your snack, on your favourite snack. There are no rules. It's really quite easy. Make anything taste like Australia with Vegemite Squeezy.
There are 2 ways to make a mattress. The cheap way?
One piece, single-sided, with attached pillow top made out of foam.
Yes, Mr. Harvey, they should be 50% off. The best way.
2-piece, double-sided, removable pillow top with thousands of microcoils and a 5-year comfort promise.
Sorry, Mr. Harvey, we make them, you don't.
The Bellissimo mattress, made like no other mattress. Making mattresses. Nobody makes a better mattress. Nobody.
The 3-litre turbo diesel Isuzu D-Max is born to live.
I met Tom and Maureen on one of the hottest days of the year. I knew we could provide them with peace of mind, but once we became friends, I realised how much joy they had to share. We've been there for the little things and the not so little things, the loose ends and the new beginnings.
With Taryn and the ECH team by our side, we can be in control of our own story. All we have to do is ask.
The Choices Flooring What's Your Lifestyle sale is now on. Our Ultimate Choices Lifestyle collection features the finest in luxury flooring. So go online and view your Ultimate Choices sale catalogue, packed full of savings, inspiration and chances to win.
I am here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action. Let's Ladbroke the riders. Let's Ladbroke the rules.
Gamble responsibly. Adelaide are in the 8 and flying. Can they beat the Kangas on the rebound?
Look out!
The Crows, followed by 7 News from 3:30 on 7.
Welcome back. And Port Adelaide's impressive 2-point win over Richmond came at a heavy cost. Andrew Hayes joins us. And Hazy, take us through the key injuries.
But the two main concerns for Port are a knee injury to Xavier Dersma and an ankle injury to Zach Butters. We'll start with Dersma. Hyperextended. At the time, he was feeling ACL tear. The good news is he had a scan today and he's damaged his lateral ligament. He'll need surgery and he'll still miss some footy, but he will play again this year. Butters hurt his ankle early in the third quarter. He was subbed out of the game, but he's hopeful he won't miss too much footy. He told 7 News he pulled up sore this morning, but given he has 8 days to recover, he's optimistic he could play next week. So a lot of bruised and battered boys after one of the games of the season, which has Port back into Premiership the conversation. Port answered yes to a couple of big questions. Are they in the mix to win a flag, and could they respond after last week? Compared to the Eagles and Perth, this was a completely different output from the midfield. They beat the Tigers 36-24 in clearances.
Against quality opposition, we stuck pretty hard and pretty tough in there, and the people in there deserve some credit.
It was an arm wrestle throughout. Port had opportunities to surge ahead in the fourth, but couldn't take advantage. Eventually, the ball landed in the arms of someone who's born for the big moments.
That's pretty good. That's damn good. The great players go back and kick those, and that's what McGray does.
The older he gets, he seems to still want to keep playing, and that's what I love about him.
Port now get an 8-day break to recover ahead of the Blues in Melbourne on Saturday night. Andrew Hayes, 7 News.
Crows coach Matthew Nix has recalled Darcy Fogarty for tomorrow's Roos clash at Marvel Stadium. Theo Doropoulos is at the team hotel in Melbourne, and Theo, Fogarty's in for Rory Sloane.
Yeah, that's right. Abba Sloane's out, obviously, with that eye injury. He's going to miss a couple of weeks. Other than that, it's pretty steady as she goes for the Crows. So Fogarty will come in, of course, for his first game of the season. He does have some very big shoes to fill indeed. Now, the Crows arrived at their hotel on Chapel Street a little earlier this afternoon. From there, they went straight into a team meeting. And here's what Nathan Van Berlo had to say about Fogarty's inclusion.
We've said publicly he's been working on his craft at SNFL level in a forward sense, but also through the midfield. So pretty raw for him, but we're excited about some of the attributes that he's got and what he can bring to the group.
A couple of ins for the Roos. Best and fairest winner Luke McDonald will play his first game of the season, while Jared Polek is out with a hamstring. A side note as well, Tom Duday will take over the captaincy duties for tomorrow's clash with the absence of Rory Sloane. Of course, Abba will have a full wrap in 7 News tomorrow night.
As you saw earlier, the Crows are won through to the AFLW Grand Final, but they'll be with our skipper Chelsea Randall after she was knocked out in the 18-point win over Melbourne. Erin Phillips kicked 2 goals as the Crows eased to victory. The D's not kicking a major until the final quarter.
Another home grand final was secured, but it came at a cost.
And it's a contest at that. McNamara and Randall thump into each other.
Skipper Chelsea Randall, a victim of the AFL's new concussion rules, which state that a player is unable to play for 12 days after getting knocked out. But without Randall, the ex-captain stepped up.
Made for the big stage.
Phillips kicked 2 and led by example, while Martin was relentless in midfield, her pressure allowing Hatchard to take over.
Advantage for Hatchard. She might just about finish the D's off.
Amazing, obviously. We just knew what we had to do, and yeah, so proud of the girls. Obviously, Randy going down in the first quarter. You know, things like this happen and it just brings your team up.
The Crows will now play the Lions in the grand final at Adelaide Oval next Saturday, and you'll be able to catch that one right here on 7. Lucas Ronaldo, 7 News.
Elsewhere, the Bulldogs continued their winning ways, knocking off the Lions by 19 points in Ballarat. In Melbourne, the Saints West Coast game is going right down to the wire. In tomorrow's games, the D's will go in unchanged against the Cats, who have made 3 changes, while Nat Fyfe returns among 4 changes for Fremantle, who take on the Hawks without Sean Burgoyne, who will be managed. In the SANFL, Port came from 26 points down to beat the Dogs by 17. South Kirra of North by 11 points. Nord was too good for Sturt, winning by 21 points. And Glenelg put on a clinic against the Eagles, winning by 29 points, while Adelaide edged out West by a single goal. Defending champion Dustin Johnson has missed the cut at the Masters as Mark Leishman storms into contention. The Aussies tied for fourth, just 2 shots behind Englishman Justin Rose, who held onto his overnight lead to sit at 7 under. Leishman birdied the first 3 holes to card a 67, just 1 shot off his best round at Augusta.
I'm ready to go. My mindset's going to be the same as what it has been the first 2 days. You're still going to have to make birdies.
Cam Smith is 5 back after a round of 68. The Adelaide 36ers have pulled off a massive upset at the Entertainment Centre, beating the Perth Wildcats by 15 points. Josh Giddey came close to a triple-double yet again, pitching in with 13 points, 12 assists and 6 rebounds. South Australian jockey Jamie Carr has taken out the $3 million Doncaster Mile in a first-ever ride at Royal Randwick on board the James Cummings-trained Cascadian. Carr just pipped Ice Bath in a thrilling photo finish. And for tonight, that is our sport, of course. The Gold Coast and Carlton coming up when too much footy is not around.
Too true. We love it, don't we? Thank you so much, Bruce. Stay with us. Gertie's back after the break with all the weather.
It's looking mild next week with showers a chance. I'll have the full forecast live from the roller derby.
Life on the farm, sometimes it's pretty tough. I'm leaving 3 really small kids. I've never left them before. Winning Big Brother will save our family farm and my kids would be okay. Oh my God! Big Brother, open the doors!
Your kids would be proud.
Thanks, mate. Nothing like this happens to someone like me.
New and improved Nivea Cellular Filler with powerful hyaluronic acid plus 4% Bioxy-Lift. Visibly plumps, fills and firms skin. 94% of women agree. Discover new cellular filler range from Nivea.
At Wallspan, it's all about you. We'll work with you to create your dream kitchen. Book your kitchen renovation this month and receive 50% off your cabinets. Visit a Wallspan kitchen showroom or arrange an appointment online. Wallspan, where it all comes together.
Beaumont's Be Visual Live is so easy to use.
Even the kids could do it. Just take a snap of your room, select the tile you like and see it live.
And get 28% off floor tiles.
Live visualiser and 28% off tiles.
But hurry, last days.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance is on now. Enjoy fantastic savings across selected living, dining and bedroom furniture. The Nick Scali Easter clearance on now.
The sky over the township of Cobden in Western Victoria is full of stars. And there's also quite a few stars in Cobden. At ground level, Western Star, more than butter.
It's Cross Lotto's special event, Million Year Saturday. Creating up to 10 millionaires this Saturday. Wouldn't it be nice? Gamble responsibly.
And then we're going to a day spa.
Very nice. And you haven't even asked for any money lately, kiddo.
All good money bags. The CommBank app does all my budgety stuff now. Keeps me on track.
Sounds like an app vantage.
Yeah, very advantageous.
App vantage us.
I can't deal.
The app that tracks, budgets and predicts. That's an app vantage.
The blockbuster premiere, chock-a-block full of stars.
I don't get it.
Lego Movie 2, tonight on 7 Mate.
For the weather now in Gertie, it's cooling down outside, but heating up there.
Mike, it's a real battle out on the track and I'm still trying to figure out the rules here, but fortunately I don't think I'm alone. It's pretty warm here in the pavilion but miserable outside right now. It's 15 degrees in the city. We hit a top of 19.6 around 10 this morning. The low was 14 and a cold front triggered isolated showers and gusty winds along the southern coast. Temperatures range from 25 in Maree to 19 in Clare. To the weather picture, and a high-pressure system's tracking towards the state. As it moves over the east coast, a low-pressure system will move into the Bight, bringing cooler conditions from Wednesday. Interstate tomorrow, showers easing in Melbourne, 15s to top, Partly cloudy and 14 for Canberra, sunny and 29 in Brisbane, 33 for Darwin. Back home, it's looking dry across the state's far north. 23 is the top for Coober Pedy, 24 for Maree. There's just a slight chance of showers along southern coast. Port Lincoln's heading for a top of 19, 20 for Whyalla, 22 for Port Pirie, 21 for Kadina, 19 for Renmark and Murray Bridge, 18 for Victor Harbour, 16 for Mount Gambier. And a strong wind warning's been issued for the lower southeast coast. Huge swells are forecast there, so take care if you're out on the water. In the city, cool overnight, dropping down to 11 degrees before a top of 19. It'll be a grey old day and windy at times too. Southwest to southerly winds will reach 25 knots, ease throughout the day, then turn south to southeasterly with seas to 2 metres. Looking ahead, mostly sunny and 22 on Monday, 26 on Tuesday with a late shower possible, 21 on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday with the odd drizzle a chance too, 22's the top on Saturday. And guys, the next roller derby meet is on May 29 here at the showgrounds. It's great fun. You've got to come down and have a look.
Just bring the earplugs though. Thank you so much, Gertie. Well, that is all the news on this momentous day. Do stay with us for the Suns Blues clash live from Metricon Stadium.
From all the Adelaide 7 news team, for now, it's good night.
You see the frame.